So that was my last match at GTS ever. You retired, buddy. You stole this from me. You stole this from me. You did this to me. You don't understand what you did now, stupid. You're stupid because now, no longer is this man my mortal enemy. If I can't hold this show down by being the champ in the ring, we gotta put the rocket pack on your back, and we gotta send you to the moon. We gotta get the audience to care as much about you as they do me. We gotta get them to care as much about you, Fred, and as much about you, Runaway Art. Yeah, you're right. And you need to be the face of this company. You need to be the face of this company. And you need to be the face of this company.
And I need my job back.
And Connor, guys like Connor.
Hello, whoever's watching.
Guys like Damon Dante, Yankee TDM, Uranagi, Aina Hex. All these stars in GPS is what the fans want to see. And I'm going to make a superstar of every single one of them. I would now like to fix that as a matter of fact. And considering that it's my show again, and I'm running the show again, I would like to rehire you as business manager. As the first act of honor of DPS and business manager, I would like to extend a handshake to you. The YouTube Wrestle Figures Heavyweight Champion, the hero of the day, the hero of the night, and the man that needs GTS. The man that needs to make GTS as great as I have made GTS. You understand the responsibility on your shoulders, Chip? I do. I understand the responsibility, and I want to take GTS and push it to greater heights. Yeah! And we're going to do it together. And you know what? Yes. And if you suck, we're going to have to make a replacement. And if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Eat it! Yeah, I'm still going to be on DTS. I'm still going to be on DTS. I'm still going to be here every day. And I might put a mask on to be somebody else. Think that's a good idea? Like, all right, well, let's see. Grim got retired. But real me, Dave Pickens isn't retired. Maybe if I was like a luchador, maybe like the luchadorable lover. He's not retired. No. Right? And I can wrestle at other federations. I can still wrestle at SWF. But didn't he try to do the same thing? There's he basically talking the apprentice. Yeah. In 2 weeks, I have to face Riley Crow at Jason Road Wrestling or something. So I can still do that. How are you going to do that? I don't know. We got to figure it out. Half retired. Retired from GTS, but I'm going to run GTS. They all want to see new stars. You want to see new stars? You want to see Junkie Jim, David Dante, right? They want to see Graham. Tell them you want to see Graham. Yeah. We want to see Graham. We want to see Graham.
Hello, whoever that is.
Well, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Right. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. And hold on 1 second. I got to tend to my wife here. She's upset with me. So, baby, my career's over now. I'm not wrestling anymore. You got what you wanted to. Okay? Why not? It was a big help when we were running things. She was a big help. And I know you were butting heads with her. That's because you were trying to leave me, but we're back together now. gross. She got Tanner Wilson got fallen on her. The nip is about to fall out. Listen, stop it. I'm sorry. You know what? Listen, I don't want. Yeah, I don't want you guys to be upset with each other. I want everybody to be happy. Listen, all three of us, we all go home, hang out, watch Bad Blood on.
Sue Tanner for Saul.
Right, Sue Tanner for assault. This is fell on you. This is great. Because he had to drop the lawsuit. If I dropped the belt, I lost. But now we can sue him. See? Smart. See, that's what I'm saying. She's smart. She helps, dude. You know what I mean? What are you worried about?
You did a lot of good work today, Tina, though. Yeah, I did most of the work. I was getting
Hello, whoever that is.
And now they're going to make her.
So that's it? You're just gonna stop wrestling?
Oh, no. Grim's going to stop wrestling. But there's always a plan C. Isn't that right? C. It's time to get rowdy, Tina. Understand?
That's not answer.
There he is.
You asked. It is back at Chat's. Get a large popcorn chicken pizza for only $15.99. This isn't pizza, it's Chat's.
What's going on, man? Why are you running? Huh? Why are you running, dude? Stop this vehicle. You just gotta bust it out there like your harassment violation. See if we can get it fixed. Evening, Sheriff's Office. You got your license, registration, insurance with you? You got your ID with you, man? You're not wearing your seatbelt, man. Passenger has to wear a seatbelt. I need your ID. Yep. Sir, this your current address? Where you coming from?
Yeah.
Where you heading to now?
Huh?
Where you heading to now?
I was gonna go to the store back here and get a pack of cigarettes. Well, they were closed, so I was coming up here.
Where you coming from?
Huh?
Where you
Where am
coming
I coming from?
Yeah.
Coming from a friend of her.
Friend of hers? Okay. I'll be with you in a second, alright? Your license valid? You don't have any ID in that purse? Okay, come on out here.
that bottle.
What?
In the bottle there.
We just got that. I just bought it.
You just bought it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and grab your purse.
Huh?
Grab your purse out of there. Here. Look for the ID. You gotta have some ID on you.
Hold up, wait a second. You cannot be sitting here stopping us for a seatbelt. Okay.
I'm not. Okay, you're a passenger in the vehicle. Your violation is a seatbelt. That's what I'm explaining to you.
Well, you did.
Hello there.
Dad. I have.
Go and empty it out.
No, I have my ID, but I also just have to show you for a seatbelt.
You have to show me. You don't want to show me?
I have rights. You
Do
do.
you? Are you going to show me your identification?
I'm looking at my yeah, but I'm looking at my broken tab and I can't.
Are you going to show me your identification?
What if I don't?
What if you don't? I'm asking you.
I'm a very bad baby.
Richard, why don't you step out of the vehicle? Just step out of the vehicle for me, okay? Stand back there.
They're equal sides.
What's her name? Critter?
Oh, there we go. Hello there. No?
Did you see her put this in the door? Was this in the car before she got in the car? And this is your car? You drive it? You the only one who drives it? So as far as you know, this was not in the car when she got in the car? Not that I know. Not that you know. Okay. You don't know what she has? You don't know what she has or if she bought it?
Hello.
This guy's out. She said she wanted to go to some girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
I told her no, I was going home. And then she said she needed cigarettes before we went home. So I turned up to get cigarettes.
I'm not going to get you to
I am.
with me, am I?
If she was going to get cocaine, she hasn't gotten it yet. She's supposed to go into Columbia Hospital in the morning.
Well, I decided to go get a haircut, but I decided to have them shave it.
She's just staying with me because her husband kicked her out. And I was helping her out. That's it. That's the truth.
This is your crack. This is your crack. Hmm?
What is that? It's not mine.
It's not yours? That's not what he's telling me.
What?
Hmm?
That's not mine.
He's saying this is your pouch.
Yeah. My friend was using it.
Your friend was using it, gave it to you,
Yeah.
and what did you do with it? When? And you didn't look inside it? Okay, he said it wasn't in there today. When you got in the car, before you got in the car, this wasn't in his pouch.
Yeah, it was.
No, this wasn't in the door thing.
Yeah, it was.
He said it wasn't. It's his car. He said it wasn't.
Listen, it was in the car. He said today. No, ask him today when Rachel was in the car. I had Rachel in the car.
Right. Just wait here for me, all right? Supposed to go to the hospital for rehab tomorrow for depression or something. So figure let her go tonight. Hopefully she'll get rehab in the hospital tomorrow. We won't see her again.
Sounds good.
Hello.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy over. He doesn't have a license plate light on his license plate.
How are you doing?
Barely read it. So we're gonna find out. What's
Doing?
Hey, partner. How you doing, man? My house is right there. I'm going home. Oh, is it? Yeah. The reason I pulled you over is because you don't have a license plate light on your license plate. I can barely read it. Oh, come on. And it's all crumpled up. No, I'm telling you. Do you get a driver's license? No, I got paperwork in my house that they prove it. So what is it?
Troll?
Get expired or whatever? Or not?
Nah.
Ready to open the car? Knife on your side. Why don't you step out? Yeah, step out of the car for me real quick. No, don't grab for. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. No, wait for me. Put your hands on top of your head for me. On top of your head. On top of your head. Interlace your fingers. Separate your legs out. Separate your legs out. Okay, just relax. I'm gonna grab that knife, okay? Yeah, that's cool. Come on. I'm gonna grab it. Come on, take it easy. Take it easy. I'm not doing nothing to you, brother. This is unnecessary. I wasn't doing nothing wrong. Okay. I'll tell you what. Just for my safety right now, okay? You're not under arrest yet. Yet? What do you mean yet? Relax. Okay. Okay. Well, you're driving without a license, okay, dude? That's a misdemeanor. All right? Come back over here. I want you to have a seat right here on the curb. What are you doing, man? What am I doing? Little boys, right over across the street, probably watching all this. Huh? Okay, any more speed on you? No, that's it, man. That's it? Come over here. Come on. Ready to open the car? Doing absolutely nothing wrong. Coming up from order. Look at your license plate right there. I mean, that's it. Full duty from working? Yeah, come on. You know? Wrong. You know it, man. Okay, have a seat right here on the curb, all right? That's cool. You know, I just been taking care of all my stuff, all my court stuff, and if anything does come up, I got all the paperwork inside to show you. But it's just still on clean, man. Free, Paul. I've been trying to get my driver's license. I haven't had a driver's license for 10 years. And in the past year, I've been taking care of all my warrant stuff and everything like that, working on getting my license. What are you gonna yell, dude? I can hear you. I'm sorry, I'm used to it. And all I gotta do, I got the abstracts in the house. All I have to do is find a time to go to the DMV and stuff and take the test to get my license. You know is this your truck? Yeah, yeah. I'm just coming home from work, brother. All right. You know, look, you stay right there, right? Or he's got some more stashed in here. Kind of took us a little bit to get him behind him and get him pulled over. He could have had time to get rid of it. It's kind of interesting that you know, he's running a there to keep kids off drugs. He's carrying dope on him. He's totally sending the wrong message to his kids. Hey Fred, go ahead and stand up for me for a second. Okay? All right, come on. All right. We're gonna go back here. I'm gonna put you in the car back here, okay? You guys. Hey, Sarge. Just got a little bit of dope, and I want to finish my vehicle search on it real quick. Sorry. Are you continuing to jail? Oh, no, we didn't do nothing wrong. I don't know. What? Do you need dope in your socks there, Fred? No, come on, man. Okay. Just gonna see right there. Watch it. I got it. Hey, Fred. Yes, sir. I gotta ask you a couple questions, okay? Yes, sir. First off, let me read your rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. Hey. Before and during questioning. You understand those rights? Yeah. Well, let me ask you right now, Fred. First thing I noticed right there is you're wearing a Dare shirt.
Just a hand-me-down shirt somebody gave me, man. Just a work shirt.
Just a work shirt?
Well, I mean, I know what you mean, though, and I don't promote the use of drugs. Believe me. Right.
Well, then what's
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, honey. How you feeling?
Iffy. I mean, I
I
kind of
know.
didn't want. I didn't want to really come live because I don't have hair, and I don't want people to think, oh, you know, he's got some type of thing going, shit like that. But I did it because I want to show people I'm not scared of them.
You're different. You look different. I'm telling you, my son's father is my husband, my honey. He's bald, completely bald, but he's going bald, so he ain't got no choice. He has to shave it. And boy, and he got the beard too. Boy, oh my gosh. Hello, Moto.
All the time. Hey, Abigail. Thank you. Just FYI, I did it for myself.
Hey,
Hey.
just want to make so I like the look. I also just want to make sure you're good because sometimes when people shave their heads, it's like you know what I mean, like the Britney whole thing.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you're good.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
I like the look though. I think it suits you.
Like I said, I didn't do it for anybody else. I did it for myself.
Yeah, sometimes hair is always a symbolic thing. Like it's like letting go.
I mean, I'm gonna be for real right now, okay? I'm sick and tired of people saying like, oh, you look so totally weird. You look like really creepy with long hair. You know.
What?
Oh yeah, I've
Creepy.
dealt with it.
You know what's funny? My son the other day, he has long hair or longer hair. It's not crazy long, but he's got longer hair for a boy. It's like blonde. And we were checking out and this really nice lady at the Walgreens. She's always so nice, but she was like she said something like, "Oh, like something little sweetie," like she said it like he was a girl, and I just corrected her and I was like, "Oh, you know, little guy." And she was like, "Oh, she's so apologetic. She's like, "I'm so sorry. Like he's just got such beautiful hair. I just thought." And I was like, "You know what? It's actually cool." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, he does have great hair," like or whatever. But my son and I were talking about it and we were like, "There's nothing wrong with like it's so much it's not even offensive honestly when sorry I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I do think like we all should be able to have our hair however we want it. And like your hair wasn't even that long before, was it?
It was.
It didn't seem that long to me. It was like regular, like my son's is like probably almost down to his shoulders. I mean, A lot of men grow their
Well,
hair long.
mine were covering my ears, so
That's not that long. But yeah, so did you do it yourself?
no, I went to a barber shop and I just had them shave it.
That's cool.
But I did it for myself. So if anybody is curious if I did it for anybody, no, I did it for
Why would
myself.
why would you do it like who would you like I don't get why anyone would think you would do it for anyone else. Like what do you mean?
I think people know who I'm talking about, but
Oh, I'm just the one that doesn't know.
well, if we're gonna be for real, people are gonna be like, oh, he did it for Abby Lou and da 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 da, because Abby Lou's going through cancer right now. But
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying it's not like a statement like in support of cancer, even though, that's cool, but like I get what you're saying. You just did it because you wanted to.
right, but even if I did it for Abby Lou, I did it because she's she will always be family to me since this whole thing began. Like she stuck by me. This is day one.
Yeah. I don't know why people, yeah, I don't know. I don't see what the big deal is. If I was a guy, I would always be changing my hair constantly. Like, I feel like as a woman, I'm very attached to my hair. Like, I've been growing my hair out and want it to get long again. But,
Right.
but if I was a man, I feel like I would just, like, I would grow it out and then I would shave it and then I would dye it and I would do, like, all sorts of crazy stuff because you can always just shave it, you know?
Yeah. But I did it for myself because it's time for a new look.
Yeah. I get it. It's like a revamp, yeah. For me, I try to get that when I dye my hair, but then it's never I'm never like it's never that much of a change, but I get it.
Well, like, people have said that they don't like my change of attitude. They don't like the fact that I'm going into self defense, and I kind of have every right to. I mean, for God's sakes, I've been judged, I've been attacked, I've been anything you name it. Been through it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will say people were pretty especially early on. I remember and I think that was why I even like got on your platform because I'm like I have to stand up for the underdogs kind of person. And like I could see that like even early on I remember freaking like True Crime Nicole and like random people were like freaking everyone kept saying, "Oh, he's not a she," or like and it's like why? I don't even get why they thought that first of all. But like it's and just like the jabs like he said somebody was saying you were gay or whatever and it's like I- you know me though. I say if you don't have gay rumors, you're no one that women should want to date. Women should only want to date guys that are vaguely seem like they could be gay. I'm serious when I say that.
I mean, even if I was, it's
Who
nobody else's
cares?
fucking business.
Yeah, and it's not right to try to bring people out of the closet, even if they were gay, right? It's their right to be gay in secret, honestly. Like people have yeah, people have the right to that kind of privacy as long as they're not cheating on women like that or whatever, but or cheating on anyone. But
But no, it was time for a change, and I kind of started thinking it, and it kept replaying and replaying in my head, like these people that have called me out, and now it's time if I'm gonna change everything about myself.
well, You don't have to do
I
that,
might
but
as well change my demeanor. I mean, if they're gonna get me in with me, I'm gonna get me in with them. I'm sorry, but point blank.
yeah, I'm hearing that you want to be like feel more confident in your skin.
Right.
It's interesting. I mentioned Britney earlier because everyone went wild when she shaved her head, and do you remember all that? Like you were probably pretty young,
Yeah.
but you know what she said though? Why she shaved her head? Like,
No.
well, she was having like a mental health crisis, but she said she didn't want anyone to like. She just felt like so violated, and I think she felt like she was like, I'm just so sick of everyone touching me. And she just felt like getting rid of her hair was gonna, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. But that was her explanation.
But like, it was time for a new change,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, but if people doesn't like the fact that I decided to shave my hair, then scroll on. You don't need to be in my fucking life to sit here and make fun of me.
It doesn't even look bad. I'm telling you, I like the look.
Exactly.
So I feel like you're getting defensive. Well, were there people saying things?
There was a few people.
Yeah. No, I was scrolling and then your live popped up and I was like, whoa. Look, it's funny. My partner and I have an inside joke where he always jokes that he wants to shave his head, but he has like the best hair and like the thickest hair ever. It's like perfect hair. And like, I'm like, no, you can't shave your head. You have like the best hair. And he always jokes he's going to, but it wouldn't suit him very well. But you're blonde, kind of, right?
I am, yeah.
I feel like blonde people should. Like, I don't know. It doesn't, because your hair is so light that it doesn't actually make that much of a difference, like visually.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of a hard look, too. It's kind of like, especially with the beard. I feel like if you don't have the beard, it takes away. So don't get rid of that.
Oh, I don't plan to.
Just my advice, but just my 2 cents.
Oh no, I don't plan on getting rid of this. This is staying.
Yeah.
But after my hair grows back, then I'm keeping the hair. I'm not like
You're not going to shave it again.
no. This is like the one time and one time only.
Well, see, that's why if I was, like I said, if I was a guy, I would do that all the time just to like get a fresh, like a fresh start, with the hair. I bet it would feel kind of nice. Probably good for your scalp.
Random numbers keep calling me, and I have to keep hitting ignore.
You know what I do? Do you have an iPhone?
No, Samsung.
You can probably do it with Samsung. I'm not sure how you'd have to Google how to do it, but what I do, because I get so many spam calls, I set my phone to automatically ignore any phone call that is not like someone I've either dialed or have in my contacts so that I don't even have to like press ignore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so nice. It saved me so much annoyance because you can still listen to the voicemail and stuff, but it goes straight to voicemail basically for anyone that you don't know.
Right.
It's great. So I get like 5 a day sometimes. It's crazy. Hey, babe.
I don't know. There was a few people that were on here just a few hours ago, and they were saying, "How come the change? Why did you change?" Like, uh, my explanation is because A, you want to sit here and you want to pick on somebody that has a disability. 2, you want to sit on here and try to make me feel like I'm weak and useless. So now it's my turn to push back.
So I was seeing that what's her face is Char's mom when she was on Laura's. I think you were talking, or I don't know if you were in there or not. She was on. I think you were, but you were. I was watching
I
Laura's live
was.
yesterday. Yeah, and she was saying that, or maybe it was on a different live. I was like peeking in from the window, but she was saying that you were autistic. Are you autistic?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that's important, like, because I'm always going to harp on you. You know me. I'm always going to harp on you to get a therapist. And I'm going to keep doing that until you get one. But, um, but I will say, no, because I didn't realize you were autistic. Like, I wasn't sure what your disability was. But knowing that you're autistic, like, I would recommend finding another, like, an autistic that is either, or sorry, a therapist that is either autistic themselves or like, describes themselves as like neurodivergent affirming, like something like that, so that, because therapy can. Have you been to therapy before?
Now,
Did you have good or bad experiences or neutral or whatever? You don't have to talk deeply about it, but
I mean, I had like 2 bad experiences with 2 of them, but after that, then I stopped looking because I don't want to find one that's the same way.
right, yeah. Were you a kid or an adult?
I was a child.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like when you're a child and you see a therapist, you don't have the agency you do as an adult. Like when you're a child, like I think I went to therapy as a teenager, and I know I didn't tell that therapist everything because I was like worried that they were going to tell my parents, even though they weren't probably actually because I was older and there are laws protecting older teens. But either way, I like did not tell the whole truth about anything. Um, and I just want to say, like, I'm sorry that you had bad experiences. That's why a lot of people avoid therapy as an adult because they've had bad experiences as a child with therapists and felt invalidated, felt like, you know, they weren't heard, like, or the therapist was like actually harmful, like directly problematic in whatever way, but, um, or it was just like the situation too. But yeah, I guess as an adult though, we have agency, right? And we can be like, no, I don't like the way you're treating me. I'm going to leave and go somewhere else, right?
Exactly.
So now you have a lot more power when it comes to picking and choosing like someone to build a therapeutic relationship with, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I would encourage you and I would bring up those past experiences in therapy with your new therapist. Like I always ask my clients like what have your experiences been like in therapy so far? And a lot of people have had, past what whether you want to call it like trauma or like issues with past therapists, like feeling invalidated or just dismissed or like whatever. Um, and like kind of work through that by building trust with someone, a new therapist, right? Like
Right.
learning that, okay, not everyone's like those other. And that's why I don't work with kids, honestly, because I don't feel like kids can consent fully. Like I wish I could work with kids. Like I just can't though. Like it's too hard for me because I feel bad for them and then I'm like, like, but yeah, I as an adult though, it's important to remember you have agency and you don't have to keep like seeing a therapist you don't want to see. You can find the right
Well,
therapist.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna continue to say it because I had this experience when I was a child. Like every time that, like, down in Flint, we had this dentist guy
Yeah.
that my mom and my grandmother took me to go see, and like he violated my like privacy, like I was only a child back then. Like that's why I don't like dentists. Like
Yeah.
I had that trauma, and
Well,
I'd rather not go through with that trauma.
yeah. It's interesting to me that you have, right, like issues with your teeth and that the dentist was the one that traumatized you. Like more than like regular dental trauma, right? Like not just like you know what I mean? Like he violated you and hurt you, and it's interesting to me that you have issues with your teeth now because of it, right? Like it
Right,
yeah. And I think these would be really good things to process like ongoing in an ongoing way with someone um that you can build trust with. And it could be just, like over the video like this. You can like I was telling you before, it doesn't have to be, honestly, you probably like you there are therapists in Cadillac, and there are plenty, I'm sure, plenty of good therapists in Cadillac, and I'm not saying don't see someone in person because maybe it would be better, but I also think you might do fine doing telehealth, and like you could search like neurodivergent affirming, you know like you can look for exactly the type of person you want that accepts your insurance. And I mean, honestly, I would recommend my old therapist. She was down in Detroit and she was great, and she was like with it. She would definitely, but there are other people like her. Honestly, I would look down in like Detroit area, and like I feel like there's a lot of open-minded people down there, like, and some people don't like seeing a therapist in their own community because they feel like even though there's HIPAA and stuff, they feel like like that's something I heard at CMH when I worked for CMH before, like in a different, I worked in a different county than I live, and it wasn't Cadillac, but um I would have clients tell me like they felt like they didn't a lot of people don't like coming to CMH because, and not that this is necessarily true, but they felt like people were like, everyone knew what was going on, even though, right, like I think it was just people would see people there, yada yada, whatever. um but who cares, right? Like at the same time, it doesn't really matter if you're going,
well,
like, go ahead, sorry.
uh, a lot of people, you know they were like telling me, you need to go see a therapist. You need to go see a therapist. It's gonna help. You opening up about a lot of things, plus what's going on the internet. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but in order for me to trust a therapist, I had to find the right
Yeah.
therapist. But if you're gonna push me to find a therapist, you know, and what happens if, say, that I'm reliving my trauma? That's on them.
No,
Like I don't.
you don't want to do that necessarily. Like I would agree with you that you do want to find a therapist that's not, because you got to build trust with someone before you are reliving, like you don't even want to, like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm not, like, as a therapist, I personally, and this is something you could check with them on. You could be like, "Listen, I'm not ready to go into certain things right now. Are you willing to respect that?" Right? And I
Exactly.
I agree. You should build trust should be built before there's any kind of like deep disclosure of trauma, or like, and there's got to be a game plan around it, right? It's like, okay, why are we processing this stuff, and what are we going to do to mitigate the harm, right?
Right.
Um, so I think, yeah, a good therapist, yeah. So that's same with like for my business. I have people write like fill stuff about out online, and then um I don't necessarily want people to go heavy into traumas like in the first session or two, because you don't even know me, right? Like why would, and it's okay if people do, but like I also understand that it takes a lot of time to develop trust. Like I have clients I've seen for years and we focus on other things and I know they have severe trauma, but we don't get into the details of that. Like cuz they never want to. They don't want to. That's not their goal. My A good therapist, their job is to look at what the client's goal is and help them with that. It's not to like have an agenda of like you need to talk about your trauma, you need to relive your trauma cuz that's not necessarily what you need, right?
Right.
But a therapist can help you deal with the impacts of the trauma, right?
I mean, even if I did live down in Flint, if I chose to move down there with somebody that I met and wanting to be around my kid, I don't want to take them to that therapist because or
Yeah.
that dentist down there because I don't want them to go through the same thing that I've gone through as a child. I mean, plus that guy is still
It's not too late
that
to
guy.
report them, I don't think. I mean, don't quote me
Oh
on
yeah,
that, but
well the guy still has his license, but he doesn't work at that
oh.
facility.
It's still not too late to report him because if he violated you, like I don't I don't quote me, I'm not a lawyer obviously, but like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you still can report it. You'd have to look into it, but I mean, not that I'm
I don't
telling you
know.
you need to report it, but some people find that just reporting it and creating like a record of it, like even if it never goes anywhere, like can be helpful, you know?
Right.
Not that I'm telling you need to, like you don't need to do anything.
Like I was just telling Laura before you came on here. I was just telling her, I hesitated about coming on here because I've known, Char went through the exact same thing, but she was called or she was told that she shaved her head because she had lice or whatever. I again, like I said, I did it for myself. I didn't do it for anybody else.
Oh, you mean Shar shaved her head before?
Char went and got her hair cut.
Oh, she cut it short because she does have short hair. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit, this is like maybe TMI, but I never had lice as a kid. I got lice as an adult and it was horrific. It's so traumatizing. I'm not saying you have lice, but um like it's so traumatizing. I had no idea how I got it. Like it was horrible. And I had to cut my hair shorter. I hated it so much. But if I was a guy, yeah, I totally would just shave my head. But lice, it's I'm sorry. That's my hyperfixation like phobia, so you just even saying that word got me talking about it. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with you and Shar, and like I really can't speak on it other than like
I just, even if I was able to fix me and her friendship, I wouldn't be able to.
sorry, I'm laughing at Lindy's comment, bro. I'm shook. LOL.
Oh, are you talking about this?
I think it's a good look, Lindy. I'm being genuine. I actually do like I think it's a good look. Honestly, if yeah, I think it's good. But she cut her hair short and what people were like talking crap or something.
Oh yeah, that was saying that she had lice and feces in her hair, and
Jesus. You're always making
Laura,
something.
you need to come back up here.
It must feel good touching her head. I bet it feels weird.
It does.
Yeah. I keep watching, I keep watching videos of people with like those dandruff combs, like combing out their, like, it's almost like cradle cap. But anyway, that's, I can't stop watching those videos. Hi, Laura.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
I'm well. My son's home from school sick today. He's got a cold or sore throat. He's like basically asleep on the couch right now. But
Oh, I hate when
yeah,
my baby's sick. I hate it.
I know. I know it makes them so cuddly though.
Well, not mine.
Really?
Mine. Yeah, my daughter, she just likes to hide in her room in her own little
Oh,
world and never come out. And then my son, he'd rather go to his daddy.
oh.
Yeah, my son is when I say daddy's boy, oh my God, it's sickening.
My son loves his dad, but his dad's at work and he's here. I'm just kidding. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
well,
no, my baby, if he could stay home and just be with his daddy 24/7, he would. Like, when I say he's a daddy's boy, this kid is. Once again. Hello. Come in. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, Mr. Victor. How are you?
is she working?
Yep. That's why I put her on mute.
Good idea. Yeah, I feel so sad for him though. He's like, oh, I love you, Mom. I don't know if I can go to school tomorrow. Oh,
April, how can I help you? Because I see you. You can't hide.
who?
8 Ball. He keeps popping
Oh,
in, popping out, popping in, popping out.
I don't even know who that is, but I've seen the name a lot. It's like I can't keep. You would have to have like I just don't have a memory like that to remember like who's who. Although I do. I actually do have a really good memory like that. What am I talking about? It's just there's so many people and I don't know
But
what's
yeah, I did this for myself, so that's that.
yeah, good for you. Yeah. So, can I ask you more about being diagnosed with autism?
Of course, you can ask me anything.
I mean, I feel like that might be a cool thing to talk about on your platform. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that talk about that, and it's very, um, I think it's a good thing. But when were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed when I was 3 years old.
Wow, okay. And then, do you know? So wait, how old are you? 25. I wonder if the DSM were you diagnosed? Had the DSM changed yet? Do you know? Like, were you diagnosed with like autism spectrum disorder, or I guess it doesn't really
Um,
matter. But
I really don't know to that question.
wait, so if you're 25, no, that would have been regular. That would have been before the DSM. Yeah, never mind. I answered my own question in my head. But so did you um like have you ever had any other friends that were autistic?
Nope.
See, that's a problem. You should definitely have other like I feel like that's important, finding other autistic people to be friends with. I think I might be on the spectrum a little bit, but like excuse me, like the highly masked type, like the excuse me, I keep burping. I don't know if any of y'all have read the book Unmasking Autism, but it's more so about people that were undiagnosed but likely autistic, and then find out when they're older that they're autistic. But um, they're either way. There's like autistic people tend to. That's why I'm surprised. Like I bet I gotta imagine some of your friends are autistic then don't know, but because usually autistic people kind of gravitate towards each other. I feel like, um, but yeah, you need some community, man.
Right.
So, did you get like
Yeah.
accommodations in school for it?
Yeah.
What was the
Because
main
I
way
had
it affected you?
I had I had speech. I've had to um I had to use braces for my feet to be able to walk.
And
It,
that's
it
not autism, though. What's that? Is that another disability?
it's something that I had a hard time walking when I was a child, so I had to have braces so the
Mm.
way I can walk. But um so how I was diagnosed was me, my mom and my dad, we went to U of M down in Ann Arbor,
Mm-hmm.
and I was diagnosed with autism. So my brain functions like a 7-year old. So there's things where, I could like make a okay, if I really want to, I could make up a fake story. But in
Yes.
all reality, that's what's playing in my mind.
Yep, that's what happens to my son.
Yeah, so are you talking about like I think you're talking about maladaptive daydreaming, which is I mean, it's only maladaptive if it takes up a lot of your time, but are you talking about like really intense daydreaming where you're like so involved in the story that you're like kind of lost in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super common with autistic people, for sure. Um, so you were doing that when you were like 3?
I did it in kindergarten, and I also did it in junior high.
Yeah.
And that's mostly how I got attention. But that's what happens in my mind because, again, my mind acts like a 7-year old. But there's things that which I can understand. Like, for instance, and I'm not gonna be mean to anybody, but, you know, my brother, the one that's in the Navy, he was my first bully in high school. Or, well, through junior high and high school. My brother never had my back. He's always gamed up on me with his friends. I didn't have anybody in high school. Okay, I was alone. I had to defend for myself. And then, I met Shar, but, I'm not going to speak about her because A, that gets everybody else coming in here and asking questions. But that's how I met her.
Yeah, so she was essentially just like an ally when you were fully alone.
Yeah.
And like that in and of itself, like being feeling fully alone like that's a type of like what do they say? How it's not how bad the trauma was, it's how supported you felt after the trauma it is like how well you dealt with it, right? So the fact that you felt like you had no support after means that you probably haven't dealt with anything, right?
Well, the fact that my brother's friend that came at me all rudely. So after school, the guy was sitting up somewhere. I can't remember where he was sitting. And then I came up behind him and I decided to get angry with him because, you know, he made fun of me. My brother didn't do anything about it. So I took it on in my hands and I decided to start choking my brother's friends out.
Oh my
I
god.
literally walked up behind him and started choking him out. So I did it one by one. The next person that with me is gonna pay the consequences. So I choked one guy out. I didn't get harassed or anything after that because people know, shit, this guy's gonna end up choking me out.
Yeah, so that was your way to like scare people away from bullying you is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, my dad often talked
So
about feeling bullied by his older brother and like it's like beat up and all that and he said some guy at school like came to his rescue once and then he'd stop getting bullied, but either way it severely fucked him up. So I would like in a way where I don't even talk to him anymore. So I would recommend that you seriously deal with it. Like, and I'm not trying to be rude, but like even though it's not your fault, it's like still your responsibility to take care of it, right? Because obviously all of this messes up a person. Like all of this bullying, like on top of everything else you went through, like bullying in and of itself is pretty traumatic and it makes people like skittish and like scared to not skittish, but like nervous to start friendships and like it makes friendships difficult when you've experienced that kind of social rejection.
then, I met somebody, but she wasn't really a friend, but I did date her. And then she went around in high school and then told everybody that I was going to harm everybody. So then, you know, I was at home that time when my mom got a phone call stating from one of my principals and said, "Hey, Brendan needs to stay home today. 9 to 10 news is going to be there, and they're going to want to question him." So I had no choice but to stay home.
That sounds wild.
So somebody made a false statement that I was going to harm the whole entire school.
And clearly nothing came of it, I'm assuming.
Exactly. Why would I want to harm a school when kids are getting their education, diplomas, certificate of completion, their GEDs? Why would I want to take any of that away from kids?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I had an ex. He was the worst, but he used to tell me a story about how he wrote some poem and then they thought he was going to shoot up the school. Sometimes they or pew pew or whatever, but um yeah, sometimes people make accusations based on nothing. I get it.
You're such a sweet teddy bear, Trust. You
So
really are.
this is where it comes into play online. If I really want to get my hands on somebody, then that goes into stalking and then wanting to go and fight. But in order to fight, I have to find a reason to want to fight them. Like
You're not a
the
violent person,
No
Trust.
bullying,
fighting. That's
the
just stupid.
the
But that's the thing. We
constantly
believe in violence.
Unless they're like literal like Nazi or something. You don't need to punt. You don't need to do that. Like it's just a waste of your energy.
the like constant like harassment of saying, "Oh, I had some type of involvement in this and this and this or that." Like, okay, where's the proof? Where is the receipts? If you can't come with receipts, don't say that I was involved.
Cha cha cha.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm always like trying to be the advocate for the underdog, which is why I always checking in on you and stuff. Because you are, I feel like you're someone that people think, you're an easy target. And I don't want you to take that the wrong way. And I think it's because you do have a disability. Like.
Well, this time around, with this new look, the new demeanor, I'm not gonna let anybody think that they can
Yeah,
pick on me. So, they want to come at me, you better fucking come with receipts.
there you
Fucking
go.
right, trust.
I don't even know who's coming at you about what, but
No, I'm just putting that out
Nobody.
there.
Like I
yeah,
like
no.
they say I say nobody's.
Did you did you finally go on private or something? Because nobody's even popping in here, really.
Good boy.
Good job.
Good job. And that's how you leave it, Trusty Pooh. When you genuinely don't want to deal with bullshit, that's what you do. Fuck 'em. I've been told that I told Trusty Pooh that they're a bunch of fucking nobodies. Cause you are, bitch. I'm sorry.
Well, we're all
Well,
nobodies,
don't,
right? Like when you really get down to it, aren't we?
Laura, Laura, don't
Yep.
crash out. You already crashed out yesterday.
I'm good today, Trust.
Laura, I
I'm
think
good.
I Laura, are you like me where you have to defend underdogs constantly?
Yes.
Or you feel like you
Especially
have to?
Trust.
I know,
Especially
same.
Trust. Because Trust is like the most least violent person on this fucking whole app. He doesn't mean no harm to anybody. He just wants to talk and get all his problems out. And
I think
people
it
turn around and use that, and that's not cool.
Yeah, I think at worst trust you like use this app in ways that are unhealthy for you. Like that's the biggest criticism I could give you is like I think you're using this app and I'm guilty of it too. Like I'm not trying to say I'm like I think everyone does this, but like I think because you get so much attention, it feels so much heavier. But like using this app in a way that like you're just trying to get validation, right? And like and like you said, it's pretty much the same thing Laura said though. Like you're just trying to talk to people, which yeah. Um
That's what we're all here for. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
why judge him for doing something that we're all doing?
Right. Like it's like, oh, it's almost like some people are trying to bully other people offline, which I get. I have the urge to bully some people offline because I
I
just
will too when they mess with my boo.
which is why I yelled at you for hanging out with Don Juan the other day on live because I just it's something about that man triggers me. I think that's what it is. Like he triggers me.
For
He's
real.
Well,
Amen. I can't be friendly with that
Laura,
man.
Laura's already got after me yesterday for it.
I got after you like what three whatever day it was you and Shelby were BFFs and
Yeah, and then she decided to turn her back on me. So
I knew she was sus. Like so did Lindy obviously. After Lindy
Everybody
yelled at her,
knew
I was
he
like,
was sus.
yeah. Well, plus she kept talking about oh my
The
former
whole
friend group, my former friend group. I'm like, I don't even care about your former friend group. Like, shut up. Like, and I don't know. Sorry, I just think she's kind of lame. But and then she blocked you for why did she even block you?
the,
You don't even know.
she's a crybaby
nope.
bitch. Oh, sorry.
That's what I just kept hearing. Oh, Shelby blocked Trust. And then like like she just goes on I've seen her on live with like Don Juan a bunch, right?
Don Juan, Kimmy. Well,
Kimmy called. Let me tell y'all something. Kimmy called this dumbass a fucking backstabbing a cunt on live, and she's still friends with Kimmy.
Wait, Kimmy called who that?
Shelby
Oh, well,
but
in front of Dawn.
hold on. But the one person I'm not gonna bring up because that's what gets the attention. That's like saying Beetlejuice 3 different times.
Fuck that
But
fat silverback bitch too. I wish she would come for me. I'm ready for the day. Say my name, bitch. Say my name like Trust just said. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Say my name, bitch, and you big silverback looking bitch. I'm coming for you. You
Laura,
ain't scared of nobody over here, bitch.
Laura,
Not at all.
Laura,
Yes.
stop crashing out.
I'm sorry, but that bitch triggers me too. Like she said, Don Juan triggers her. That fat, ugly hoe triggers me.
I know, but you don't need to crash out.
My crash outs are crucial. Oh,
Oh
man.
shit.
Telling y'all, don't fuck with Trust, man. I don't give a damn. I don't care what people say. He's this, he's that. That's my friend. I learned loyalty from the streets, baby. I don't go just because somebody says he's lying or he's telling stories. You know how many motherfucking gangsters and hustlers be in the interrogation room lying and telling stories, and people are still their friend. That ain't gonna make me turn on somebody. Like that's not who I am. You know what I mean? That's not who I am, and that's not who I'm gonna be. And Trust has never done anything to me that was ill intent ever. Therefore, why would I turn my back on him?
yeah, I feel you, Laura. I just feel like, and that's I found her so sus, Shelby, for being like, oh, I can be friends with who I want. You can be friends with who you want, and it's like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But like, it's giving like disloyal. Like her, all of
And
Yes, girl. Clock
I gave
it.
her I gave her a platform to talk, and then she allowed
When
me
she
into
was
her live. And we were all having a great time. We were giggling and laughing and shit. And then the second, like, I go to bed, the next day I realize, oh shit, she's got me blocked.
but we knew that was gonna happen, Trust. She was sus from the beginning, and we all seen it. We already knew she was gonna do that. Like, if she's gonna turn on her old, like she was calling them her old friend group, she'll turn on anybody.
her, she kept saying my former friend group.
Yeah, there you
Like,
go, her formal. That should have
well,
told you right there, Trust, what kind of loyalty she has.
well, yeah, and it's like I kept asking her. I remember I was like, "So what did you do to them to make them hate you?" Like, I'm a little confused. And she said it was just because she was friends with Kimmy, but I have trouble believing that. I don't know.
No, you
It's
want
the
to
fact
know
that she was
why?
friends with me.
It
It's
was because she was friends with Trust and because she was still talking to Kimmy after Kimmy came on a public platform when they were calling out Don Juan and called him out on it. And Kimmy turned on them after she swear to God she was so scared for her life and
uh
Don was threatening. And when they brought it over here calling Don about it, Kimmy turned around and called them backstabbing cunts on the internet. And so when she continued to be friends with her people stopped fucking with her because that's some fucking fake shit. I'm
I
not gonna
see.
lie,
Hi,
that's
Evermore.
Trust, you said you were getting a haircut. You didn't say you were bicking it. And I just looked and I was like, who's in the background at Trust's room? It was Abigail on her little
Oh,
boxer.
in the corner, it looks like I'm just a little tiny head.
Yes, it looks like you're sitting behind him. Yeah, man, you're bald as a bitch.
You showed his.
The only thing I have to say, because now there's 6 people in here, but the other person's hiding, which I don't really give a fuck. But we're gonna bring this subject up.
Oh Lord, you're not supposed to.
New look, new fucking anger. Oh, and if you're gonna talk about me, you better fucking bring receipts. Because if you don't have receipts, you're nothing but a bitch. I'm sorry,
Trust.
plain and simple. You're a bitch.
Trust.
Clock
Why are you
it.
bringing new anger to feed their bullshit?
You know what? I will I will push back on that a little bit of evermore. I think it's okay. I think anger can be more empowering than like what like
I
mopiness.
get it.
Like I've been feeling like you've been pretty mopey. So I guess I'd rather see you angry than mopey.
I just don't want the anger to turn into mopey again because the anger is going to antagonize the other people.
Well,
They
unless it's there's a difference between saying I'm angry and feeling angry and like being having vitriol, and like
Right.
being aggressive. You don't have to be aggressive just because you're angry.
But all I'm gonna say is this: there is a heaven, and then there's a hell. You have to choose which one you want to go to. Do you want to go to hell or do you want to go to heaven? I'm sorry, but that's damn fucking true.
Yeah, could be. Um, so I mean, either way, it's not a bad idea to live your life like assuming that, I guess, right?
I'm going to the land where there's Oompa Loompas and shit when I go.
Oh no,
With
we don't need no more
unicorns and
Oompa Loompas,
fairies.
trust. We don't need no more Oompa Loompas going around.
I don't want Oompa Loompas.
I want them
Those
making me
guys are
candy.
scary. They throw you in the chocolate river and stuff.
Guys.
That movie terrified me as a kid. The original Willy Wonka, like that one was so dark.
I like
It
the
was
one with
good, but it
Johnny
was
Depp
dark.
before Johnny Depp.
I'm not a fan of the Johnny Depp one. Sorry, I don't like it.
The last one that came out, the musical, I didn't even watch that whole
I
thing.
didn't watch that one either. Yeah,
And I
I heard
haven't
it was.
watched Wicked.
I loved Wicked actually. I thought Wicked was really good. I've never really been a fan of. I didn't watch the plays or anything, but I thought the movies were pretty good. Although it's sad, like what happened on set. It seems like I don't know,
Yeah,
allegedly.
that's strange.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that still going off? I thought I turned my notifications off there.
Whew.
It's friggin' snowing here. It's all Trust's
Good.
fault.
You
Where
can
do you
keep
live?
that
Damage.
white snow. More like it, you can keep that cocaine.
Oh damn, trust.
Yeah, keep it. Who's
No
calling somebody?
cocaina for me.
I tell y'all, my phone gets blown up 24/7. I swear to
Not
God,
me,
guys.
right?
I don't know
No,
what I
it's
want
me.
for supper. I'm not even really hungry. I'm just thirsty.
Drink some water.
Yeah, I just made another big, I've got like one of the fake Stanleys, and I've been doing that with the Himalayan salt in it because I feel dehydrated.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, there's gonna be a whole new side that nobody's seen in a long time out of me. Because, like I said, even though that I had long hair and then I got mopey and I got sad, I got depressed because all these people wanted to pick a fight with me. So again, like I said, you want to pick a fight with me, you want to say I did this and this and this, you better bring fucking receipts, because then you're not but a fucking liar.
Yep. Show me black and white or get on with your bad self.
Oh, Yeah, but I swear to God, trust. I know I keep harping on the therapy, but I'm glad we got to talk about like how, yes, like it's hard to build trust with someone, let alone like a therapist, let alone anyone, right? Like in our real lives. Like it's hard to build trust when we've had like people that have hurt us, right?
Exactly.
And professionals that have hurt us. So I totally get you. At the same time, your healing, as I say, right? Your healing is your responsibility. Even though it's not your fault, it eventually becomes your responsibility.
It does.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and
I think
therapists, like I had one since August, and I got a diagnosis of something, and when I told her, her whole tone changed, like, and she's like, "That's not true." Well, it was done by a neuropsychologist. I tend to believe them. 6 hours of testing. Yes, I'm on the autism spectrum, and then
oh,
she just,
that's fucked up. Your
yep. So I
therapist,
fired her.
yeah, as you should. Your therapist didn't believe you that you were
Nope.
autistic?
It's just PTSD. No, it's not.
What?
And the neuropsychologist, I think that's what you call them, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yep. And it was so in depth. Usually it's 3 1 hour sessions. Mine went 6 hours and then an hour session
Yeah,
to go over the results.
that sounds like a
And
good evaluation. Honestly, Evermore, I don't know what state you're in, but I would love to get your like the info of who did that assessment for you because I'm constantly looking for assessments for like assessors for adults.
yep,
Like
and it's all video. It's all telehealth. I've never
although I
seen
will
them.
say now I'm actually like I don't advise one way or the other, but I'm advising people to reconsider because well, for one, you always want to reconsider having a formal autism diagnosis if you're not already diagnosed as an adult because it can affect things like you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
uh, but the other reason is because RFK Jr. or whatever is trying to he literally is creating a database of everyone with autism. Sorry to like fearmonger or whatever, but
No.
like it's terrifying. Like and so I don't want someone who doesn't necessarily have to get labeled if it's going to cause them harm, you
Well,
know?
this is the other thing. I was given the option if I wanted that diagnosis in my
Hmm.
chart or if I wanted it to just stay as ADHD.
I believe you
Yep.
because they
They
were
and
probably looking out for you.
yep, and they wouldn't. I couldn't decide that seventh appointment. I had a 15-minute follow up 2 weeks later, so that I had plenty of time to make my choice. And they even because I had gone to have some blood work done 2 weeks ago, and the lady at the lab was just horrible, and I called and told them, listen, I don't want to go there again. The doctor's like, yep, well, it's pretty bad. I have to write a letter for you, for your chart, for your other providers. And if you want to bring it with you to tell these other medical providers just how to be kind to somebody.
Right. Well, and it's crazy, like, for a therapist to, like, even if they could have just kept their mouth shut, right? They could have just been like, oh, wow, that's good information to have. Like, they could have just
Yep.
been quiet. Even if they thought that it wasn't accurate, they could have just shut up because that's super harmful to be like, no, that's not true. Like, when
Yeah,
you,
because
like,
I
what?
was excited that because going through that, and they gave me a book to order to read, which is for clinicians, but everyday people can understand it too. And I was
Hmm.
excited because it explained so much. And even in like a couple of my kids, I saw little things. Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense. I was excited. Like, hey,
Have you
even to the
read,
point of why, like, I guess people with this sometimes meds don't work well.
right?
So the psychiatrist that was prescribing me an antidepressant, and I've been on everything and nothing worked. And I was excited. And I
Yep.
told her, she's like, well, then they can deal with your meds for
Jesus.
your autism. And I said, there is no
Yeah,
medication
there's
for
no meds for
autism.
autism. She should know that as a
She's like
psychiatrist.
69 years old, so she's old school.
I guess she's like stupid also.
Yep. So
Um,
now I'm not on anything for it, and it's completely fine with me.
you know what's interesting is something I've heard with people with both autism and ADHD, when they get on ADHD meds, they notice their autistic symptoms so much more.
Yes, because I was on a stimulant and now I'm on Strattera, and it's a complete different thing. The stimulants,
I
I
took
had to be
Strattera
on.
first,
Yeah,
but
I was on a 30 XR Adderall brand in the morning and then a 20 XR at noontime because it was wearing off and it wasn't doing anything but making me angry. And we tried all these different doses and stuff, and then the one that did the testing, put me on the Strattera. I feel completely fine.
I will say, well, Strattera didn't work for me because it caused like all these weird mouth issues, which I don't even get, but like I had like I don't know, I was just having weird issues with my teeth and my mouth. But I was on Concerta and now I'm on Vyvanse, and Vyvanse is great because it was like originally designed for ADHD and it goes all day. Like it doesn't have
Yeah,
like the like you don't have to do like the second pill like and it's you know
right. It's
it
more, it's a smoother medication, I guess is how I describe it, because I was on
yeah.
that too, but I was having to take 3 a day of the highest dose.
What?
Yep. That's what I had to get approval from my insurance from Blue Cross to have them give me the 50 milligrams all together for the day of Adderall
That's
because it's
crazy because
too high.
I'm on 30 and like I was on 54 of Concerta and
Yep.
the 30 of Vyvanse feels like more effective than the 54 of Concerta.
Yeah, and it's a smoother. There's no afternoon crash like the Adderall. I would be taking a nap by 2 o'clock.
Right.
I was exhausted.
But you know
Whereas,
what? You know what's interesting though is I notice with the Vyvanse, like I actually feel like I'm more anxious the days I don't take it. Like I've had days where I woke up late and didn't want to take it, and I
yep.
feel like more anxious. And usually ADHD meds cause more anxiety. But Brendan, are you diagnosed with ADHD also or no?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Yeah, they do find well, and Brendan, maybe this is something for you. Not that again, not medical advice, um but you should talk to your doctor because, like, do you have a primary care doctor? Because, like, I remember you
Do.
saying you were on some kind of regular SSRI, right? Like,
SSI.
yeah, the SSRI. It's was it Zoloft?
So one is Zoloft, and then the other one, um, helps me with my breathing because, like I said, I have asthma. Like,
Yes, it's for your asthma.
yeah,
So like Evermore was talking about, like a lot of times with people that are neurodivergent or like basically if you have ADHD or autism, you're less likely to respond to like regular SSRIs. I believe that is, don't quote me on that, but Evermore, you were saying that, right?
Yeah, SSRIs didn't work for me at all. They just kept adding more because of the side effects. But what is it, SNNI or something like that?
SNRIs. That's what I
Yeah.
found too works for me. I take what is it? It's an SNRI. It's duloxetine is the Cymbalta. Cymbalta, that's the one I take.
Oh, don't ever come off that. Let me tell you,
No, I know.
I ended up in the ER. This was in my 20s. And because I thought, well, I can just stop it. I'm fine. Typical people think they're fine. And
Well, because with
it's because of the meds.
SSRIs, I usually could, but you're right. With
Yep.
Cymbalta, it's way different.
I went into the ER and the doctor there told me it's the same type of withdrawal as H.
It wasn't
That
that
was the
bad. I went off of
worst.
it before. The worst, it wasn't the same as H. That's crazy. But I went off of it and back on it eventually. But the main thing for me is it caused a lot of dizziness and it made it hard for me to stand up. But I wouldn't
If
say I was like physically craving anything or like, you know what I mean?
I was so sick. I was grinding my teeth. Now, if I even like, I can, if I even see it, because I have a friend that takes it, or it's got a smell. The meds have a smell about it. I literally will throw up. It's awful. Trust you can't go to sleep.
No,
He can if he wants.
Yeah, Abigail, if
I'm not.
like one of my friends takes it twice a day, and if I see it, I like get nauseous, but if I she takes it near me, I can smell the type of medicine and I will
What?
throw up.
You
Yes.
are autistic, girl.
I like seriously, I've never been so sick in my life
That's the
when I
like
stopped that.
seriously. That's the kind. I feel like I've had so many autistic clients or people that were probably autistic that told me like that had like superhuman like powers like that. You know, they
Yep.
almost sound superhuman, like, or at least that's like their experience. But
Just thinking of it, I've got like chills because it's so gross.
that's
Their old
funny.
medicine.
See, I
But I
can't
do know
imagine
people
how
that
you
it
could
helps.
smell the medicine. Like some medicine, sure, but those are in little capsules. How can you smell it?
When it's in the bottle and you open it, you there's a smell about it.
Wow, I
I
thought I had
know.
a good nose, but damn, I don't.
It's I don't know, but that is horrible.
Now
But
I'm
yeah, like looking back, because I'm 48, on all, I've been on every single mental health med you can think of. Old school stuff, new school stuff, and nothing worked. They would just keep adding things on.
yeah.
And had I known back then what I know now, damn, yeah. Now I'm not on anything, and I can, yeah, Mary Jane, but other than that,
You know,
nothing.
not to change subjects up, but
You're
my
good.
dad works for the fucking government, and I keep telling him every time, throw the government shit out the door.
What do you mean?
I mean, come on, let's be for real. You
Meds?
know, well, that, but ICE is like in Minnesota, and then something wasn't confirmed here in Cadillac. People were saying that there was like 200 ICE agents here in Cadillac, but Lindy here had boots on the ground. It was not confirmed. You
So,
know,
what does your dad do for the government though? Because there's a lot of different types of government jobs. I mean, you don't have to say, but like you feel like he's doing something that makes him complicit, or what?
he does taxes for different companies. So his
What are
job,
his views on
it,
ICE?
he
Huh?
does what do you want to call it?
Audits?
Yeah, he's an auditor.
Gotcha. Um. Well, I don't know. I'd say give your dad a break. Like just because he does that stuff doesn't mean he agrees with like unless he does. I don't know.
Oh,
Like have you,
he's all for ICE.
oh he is okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't get that personally. Like I think you gotta have a chip missing to be all for ice because it's absolute like just insanity and I don't understand how anyone can defend it. And I'm glad that we're talking about like I get that's the thing that annoys me. It's like people saying we shouldn't talk about politics like it's oh well who how are we going to talk about it if we don't talk about it? Like we have to acknowledge what's going on. Like
I'm for
I'm sorry,
ICE.
but
Do I agree with everything ICE has done? No. But I do, just like Trump. I support Trump. Do I agree with everything? No.
so why
But
do you support him?
because when he was president the first time, he turned this country around because he ran it like a business. The economy got better this time because he's putting Americans first.
How I like all of the things you said, I would need to see like so much more evidence to even like confirm what you said was true, because I did not feel that from his first presidency. I felt like everything he did right, he accidentally did right. Like it was like he fell into it doing right. But like he I just don't understand how you have that point of view personally. So I guess we
Well,
would
my
have to start
tax
from there.
bracket, when I was working, I was in a very high tax bracket, and I didn't pay out as much for taxes.
You
There
do
was a
realize
lot back
though
then.
that the tax law takes a while to get into place. So like it's not necessarily the president's doing either. Like but either way, I feel like all of that is arguable, like what you just said,
Right.
like that he
No, I
made
get it.
it. Yeah,
But
like
like this time, look at the billions and billions of dollars that have been uncovered that were going to like different countries for transgender coloring books, transgender Sesame Street. They are
see, that's
saying that
also things that sound fake. Like I'm just gonna be real with you. That sounds fake. What is real is not Israel the country. What is real um is like we know Trump has given, what was it, billions to Venezuela and then took over the country. Like that whole thing was sus. All of like I remember my partner was talking to our someone in his family who is supports Trump, and he was like, he's in the military too, and he was like, no way is Trump going to invade Venezuela, because my partner said, oh, he's probably going to invade Venezuela. He said, no way, that would never happen. Oh wait, that happened. He also like he's trying to get us all to move on from the Epstein files. Can we talk about the Epstein files? Because that man is named 38,000 times in the Epstein files. That's like 3 times as many times as Jesus was named in the Bible or more. Like, I'm not
But the
kidding.
whole point,
no, I believe
hold on.
you.
Yeah.
The whole point is people keep telling me, don't talk about politics because then you're going to be paying a price because you're bringing it up. But how can I not bring it up when it annoys the fuck out of me?
And
Like,
you know why?
come on.
Because you're autistic, because you have autistic people, and this is why, it's not, doesn't mean you're autistic just because you have like a strong sense of justice, but like when you're autistic, you have a strong sense of needing to do the right thing, right?
Yep.
And Evermore, I believe you think you're doing the right thing too by what you're talking about. I do believe that you believe that, but
Yeah. And compared to the last administration, I mean, the Americans are being thought of, not these people that came. There's a way. You want to be an American citizen, follow the rules. Just like if you go to the bank and cash a check, there's
the,
rules. You got to
the
follow them.
problem is though that a lot of people that do follow the rules and people that are citizens are being offed in the streets, right? That's a problem, is it not?
Yes, but there are, if like a lot of them that they've come in are gangs. Like look in Colorado, they took over housing complexes.
That's not real. I was paying attention to that. That was like made up. That was propaganda. Like it's think about I want you to I don't know. I feel like maybe you're not critically consuming the media that you're consuming, because
No, I am. It's just hard for me to like focus this time of day and like get it out there. Let me ask you your question. A question for you that I can't say her name, but I think she came over. She's in the Senate or something, and she married her brother. She's not even a full American citizen. Do you agree she should be in politics? That
who?
she should be making? I can't remember her name. I
Well,
don't know if
that
it's
you're gonna have
from
to remember,
Michigan. Yeah, hold on. Let me look on my thing.
because
But
I can't speak to it if I don't know who
no,
you're talking about.
hold on. Let me. She's a Muslim.
Is it the one from Minnesota?
Yes.
I can't think of her name either, but she did not marry her brother. I'm
Yes,
gonna
it was
guarantee
through.
that.
No, it was on a fact checking website. A legit NPR radio had
So
the.
in certain Muslim countries, they do marry cousins, but they don't marry brother sister. Like That's
Well, she didn't admit it at first. Do you think somebody, unless they're a full American citizen, should be allowed in any sort of government role?
yes. Why not?
If she,
Like
see, with me,
America is
no.
America is supposed to be a place where immigrants can come and find the American dream, right? Like, so why wouldn't uh like the only rule is that they can't be president. That's the only rule. There's no rule that says they can't be in office. Like in as long as it's not the presidency. They just can't be president. And actually a lot of people think that they should be able to be president. I don't really have an opinion on that, but
I just think there's so, like, she should be, anybody should be here and should be a legal citizen. Like in New York, they're letting illegals that have come over and not done it right get driver's license. If I go to get a driver's license, I have to show proof of my social security number, birth certificate, all that stuff. Why don't they? Why don't they have to prove who they are?
they do prove who they are.
Not in
And
New York. Not in New York. They can go in and get a driver's license
why
and register to
my
vote.
question for you is why are you so worried about this? Like what is your concern with that? Like I would rather they have a license to be driving than not. Like
Because how do we know that's who they say they are? How do we know they're not coming
I'm
from another
sure they
country and
provided
they're
some kind of documentation. I actually also don't believe you that this like you're also just giving you're saying things that I don't feel like I can.
Oh no, Kathy Hochul, the lovely bitch and governor at New York, she went on in press conference and said that.
I don't. I mean, I, I personally don't care if you want my honest opinion. Like
And in
I
New York, they were given $5,000 a month plus food stamps plus free lodging, which they complained about and threw food away because it
see
wasn't good enough for
this
them. But yet
all.
we have veterans and homeless people that can't even get, like in my state, people could call 211 tonight, sorry, their room, but we're still housing people that aren't even from here. And we've got
Yeah, we're
like
housing
I
them in
know of
the
a veteran that's sleeping under a bridge because there's no rooms. He calls every day.
we're housing them in the ICE detention facilities now. You like that better? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, people in my state, they're putting that they're making housing complexes just for them, like they are in Maine too. If you're an American, you can't even put it in an application. That's discrimination. Why
But
aren't we
I
equal
feel like
to
this is
them?
all. Go ahead.
hold on. So, you know, Minnesota, they have their own people. You know, the the governor of that state has said that they didn't want ICE in their city. Cool, great. Why? Because ICE agents are
Right.
literally ripping out Americans from their vehicle
Yep,
Or
and I
their
don't agree
homes.
with that.
Then
and
why? Sorry.
offing us Americans, but at the same time, they're also killing, and I don't care, or unaliving at this point. We love TikTok Shop.
Take that
Yes,
job.
TikTok shop.
Um, they're unaliving these immigrants, even though that could
So
they be legal? Could they be
right.
illegals?
At
Like
the
we
end of the
have to look
day,
at both ways.
my point is ICE is claiming to be there to patrol like immigration. They're doing a lot more than that. In my personal opinion, this is an intimidation tactic to scare us into complicity. They're going to scare us until we're all just like, "Oh, I'm too scared to do anything." And this is just the start of this fascist regime in my opinion. And for you to sit there and cape for them when you don't agree with everything that's happening, why are you caping for them? Like why are you caping for a man that it's like a parasocial relationship in my opinion. Like why do you think he's doing you well when you have no evidence to support that? Like and when I say he, I mean Trump, but also just like the whole regime. Like why do you still have confidence in them?
I mean,
Because I do see the changes. I feel more protected now than when Biden and Harris were in office because they were so worried about every other country
when there are
than
reigns of
America.
terror on the streets of our cities, like you feel more safe when they're literally terrorizing innocent people on the streets. Like that's insane to
Like
me.
they're in my state, and they just took 4 of them out today. 4 of them
Okay,
that
but
were.
hold on, Evermore. Hold on.
Yep.
So what you're saying, so let me get this straight. So you're saying that they took 4 could be possible
Undocumented people.
legal or illegal immigrants
Illegal.
off the streets, but at the same time, what you need to start looking at is could they be legal? Because if they have their green card,
They don't.
they moved here to make a life.
They
But
are
if they're
deporting people with green cards, and they're
No, these ones don't.
and they're
They
harassing Native Americans. Like, that's the other issue that we can talk about. They're harassing Native American tribes and communities. Like, that's documented and it's a problem. And Native Americans get profiled a lot of times as being Hispanic when they're not. And even if they were, who cares? That's my point. But also, like, they're literally the indigenous, they were born here, they're the only ones that aren't descended from immigrants. So it's insane to me that it's just fascism. Like, we can't ignore that. It's just they're trying to scare us, with all of this, and
I
that's
think
my
like,
what they
point.
need to do is calm down and say, "Let me see your identification. If you don't have anything that shows you're here either going through the process or you're a citizen, well, then you're shit out of luck." Just like if I went into a concert, I don't have a ticket, I'm shit out of luck. They're going to remove
but
me.
the thing is, like, the thing I'm trying to get across is, so you're okay with the fact that even on this happened in Minnesota, but you're okay with them, like, killing or unaliving a American who obviously did not hit the
Are you
feds
talking about
with
the
her
female? Because
car.
I don't want to talk about that because I've seen footage from every point of view. And I'm sorry, but if a vehicle came at me, I'm doing the same thing. But that's me.
I'm not sure what you mean, but I think you
When
were
when
talking
she
about
drove when she drove at the ICE agent,
didn't
that's a
drive at
two-by-four.
anyone.
Have you seen all 4 points of view? The only point of
Yes.
view that hasn't been let out is the wife's point of view.
Jeez Louise. It's just so weird to me that you would like seriously defend your oppressors. Like, these people are oppressing all of us. It's not like eventually it'll be you too.
No,
Especially
well, because I'm an American citizen.
they don't care. You do realize that the male and the female that everyone talks about who've been unalived by ICE were American citizens. It doesn't matter. You're an autistic person. That's a marginalized class.
But
Like,
if a police officer tells you to stop and get out of your car, if you're driving tonight, are you going to stop and get out of your car, or are you going
ma'am,
to not do it?
she was told like 5 different things, and the first thing was drive away. So, personally, I would have
She was
driven
told
away.
drive away by her wife.
No, they are screaming, get out of here. Like, also, one guy said one thing and one guy said another thing. So what do you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And either way, force like that is not necessary. Like, why? Why did they need to stop her that bad? No one was being driven at. It's obviously like it's silly. It's actually silly that
If it wasn't Trump in office and this was Biden doing this, would you be as
yes, I would because
hey daddy's girl?
I'm
I was
not
saying hi to
a
my friend, sorry.
oh, you're good. I'm not
Well,
I'm
I'm
not
just
a
saying,
Democrat.
like, the thing that makes me very angry and very sad, like, this woman had either a girlfriend, wife, or whatever, but she also had a child in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Well,
I
can't
no,
bring
the
up the
child
child. Do
wasn't
you
in the
know?
car.
But the wife, that woman, I guess, had two children, only custody of one. The wife's children was taken away because she was putting lit cigarettes out on their arm
That
and
sounds fake.
abusing them.
I've never heard that.
Go fact check it. It's a definite fact. Yep, that's why she lost her kids, because of the way she was disciplining them, and the child had burns on his arm from her putting cigarettes out on it as
Okay.
punishment.
Well, it sounds like some made up stuff, but even if it wasn't, like people like that has nothing to do with anything really when we're talking about this case, right? Like, and what about the guy? What about the guy? Like, that's the one that I think is even more, like, unarguably disgusting. Like,
I mean, he was a veteran. I mean,
he wasn't a veteran, I don't think, or maybe he was, but he worked for the VA, the
yeah,
Veterans Hospital. So he was, worked with veterans at the very least, but he might have been a veteran too. Was he a veteran?
he
Sorry.
was a veteran.
Okay.
He fought in Afghanistan, is what I was overhearing.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, that situation was just, it's either way, I'm against the militarization of our communities. I do not want militarized folks out there patrolling because the risk outweighs the benefit, right? Like, just because we have folks here that are undocumented, like, it's next to no one for one. Well, it's some people. Who cares though? I've worked with freaking Mexican people at jobs, and they were always the hardest workers. Like, and I'm pretty sure some of them were undocumented. And who cares? They're never like, I've never met bad
If they're
people.
undocumented, also, they're not paying into taxes
Yes,
in
they
this
are.
country.
Because they're getting paid they're getting W-2s. You can still file taxes even if you're not documented. Like, you're still getting taxes taken out. You do understand that, right?
Some of them, yes. Some of them do not.
Okay, but so do so many other people not pay their taxes, right? Or work
Yeah, and I don't
on
agree with
work
that
grounds
either.
on their taxes. Speaking of, it's mostly billionaires and rich ass people that know how to get out of paying their taxes. So I'm not mad at some random, even if it's a white person. I don't care if someone works under the table. Why does that bother you? Like, I
But
get that it's
what?
illegal, but like,
Okay,
I don't really care.
so the whole thing, the reason why I brought this up is because, are you okay with the fact that these feds have smashed somebody's window and then grabbed them and then ended up trying to say, get out of your vehicle? Like,
Yeah.
okay, clearly it says immigration, but they have no power
Yes,
in
they
a
do.
city.
No, they
They
don't. They
have.
don't
They
have
have.
any authority over
Okay, hold
anything
on.
but immigration. That's what ICE
U.S.
is.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement is a federal law enforcement agency under the Department of Homeland
They're
Security
not
with
policing
authority
local
to.
crimes. Like, they're not there to police local crimes, like whatever, they're not there to police
Why?
anything but
Why should
immigration.
they get a free pass when all these other people that have come have followed the rules to become citizens or are waiting for their citizenship? Why should they get a
Why
free
should
pass, but the
our
people?
Here's another question. Why should our communities be terrorized for everyone when there's a few people that maybe didn't fill out the right paperwork? Like, are you really saying we need to have our communities terrorized because someone didn't fill out the right paperwork?
Look at some of the protests that are going on in Michigan, throwing bottles, throwing this, hitting,
What?
tearing
I
up
live in
ICE
Michigan. I've never
vehicles.
heard this.
It's on all the national news channels
Oh
about
yeah,
3 weeks
Fox
ago.
News.
No,
All
I
right,
watch Fox News, but
somebody's filtered, or comment was filtered
What was
because
it?
it didn't.
Tell me.
I will always be a Republican, and at least we can have this conversation and agree to
No,
disagree. And
I genuinely appreciate you talking with
yeah,
me. And
yeah,
even even if either of us get a little excited or whatever,
Right. It's nothing like
it's
personal. It's just
right. It's
we
not the end of the world. Like I'm
no.
used to this. Like my family likes to debate like this, so this
Yep.
is just how I am. But um,
But
yeah, I'll talk to you
Lisa,
all day long.
me and Evermore, we do this like on a day to day basis. Like we we
Yeah.
okay, we can sit here for hours and hours and hours
Yep.
in debating who likes Trump and who doesn't, who hates Trump, who
And
doesn't
we
like
don't get
him.
angry at each other.
Well, and listen,
I,
when I've had people tell me they regretted voting for Trump because they thought it was going to help their taxes, and I was like, "Oh, that was a lie, right?" And like the reason I've never supported him is because I don't trust a single word that comes out of his mouth. I think he's a slimy, disgusting person, and I don't trust someone like that. And I think most politicians are like that. Like I'm not going to sit here and say Joe Biden is some pillar of like moral high
right.
ground because he's fucking disgusting too. Like the Anita, the Clarence Thomas woman,
Phew.
Anita Hill,
Oh,
yeah.
yep.
Like that shit, Biden was leading the helm on that. I think he's awful. I think
Ow,
Obama's
that
awful
hurt.
too. If you want me to
Yep.
be frank, Obama freaking droned the crap out of Pakistan and all these other countries for no reason. Like, and people act like it was some heroic, great thing. Like, it's
But
disgusting. Innocent people died.
And they don't
but
talk
I'm gonna
much about when Obama and Clinton and all them were deporting people. They just weren't doing it as out in the
Well,
public.
so the thing is, I actually, yeah, I would agree with you that yes, they were deporting people. Well, so my point though is at least they weren't terrorizing the community at the same time, right? Like,
but
Right.
what I'm gonna say right here right now is that if somebody told me to stop and get out of my vehicle, okay, I personally, I am an American citizen. Okay, I pay taxes, but but my taxes also pays for the police vehicles, the immigration vehicles. My taxes pays their salary.
right. Well, in either way, it's like we don't need this is like it's insane. Like honestly, hmm, it makes me angry because I can't prove my citizenship at the drop of a hat, but I'm not going to be harassed because I look like I live here, right? Like I'm a white lady with blue eyes, like and freckles. So I'm going to be fucking like assumed innocent, right? But someone who doesn't look like me, who is Native American, for instance, like I saw it on Overheard in Traverse City, there was like the local thing there was this guy that posted this woman that was like harassing him at the McDonald's, like telling him like it was crazy actually. I'm surprised it's not on TikTok. I keep looking for it on TikTok because she was on TikTok live being like, "You're on TikTok live." She kept saying, "Immigrant, speak American." And he was like, "I'm just trying to go to McDonald's." It was
Yeah, see, I don't
crazy.
agree with that. That's
And she said
not
she was
okay.
a big Trump fan. So
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop right here, right now. But I'm gonna say this: no ice feds should be allowed in any restaurants. Okay,
there weren't Weiss
none,
wasn't there.
zero,
Yeah.
nada.
Yeah, but if
It don't.
they're off duty, why should they be denied the same freedoms we all have? Even the
Because
illegal
they're
immigrants.
class traitors. They're traitors to their class. They're doing this for a paycheck and it's wrong. That's why they shouldn't be. It's yeah, I mean anyone technically you have the right to refuse service to anyone as a business owner, so
Right,
And
but what
so
that would be
far,
like back in the 50s and 60s, African Americans being
oh
denied.
my gosh, that's ridiculous.
No,
It's
but you're
you
saying
can take
because
off your
that's
ICE
their
uniform. You can't take off your race.
right, but if they take off their uniform and go into a restaurant, why should they be denied if it's when they're off the clock?
Well, because everyone has the right to refuse service to anyone. That is still that's the case. You don't have to give service to someone. You just if you're smart, you wouldn't explain why but the thing is, if they explain why on that case, they'd still be within their rights, I'm pretty sure. Like, because I'm morally, yeah. It's and the thing is, why do you want service from someone that's probably gonna fuck up with your or like not care about your food because they hate you? Like, why do you want to get served by someone that hates you and doesn't want to serve
Like,
you?
do you realize that if they were able to buy food from the establishment that they just walk into, do you not think in your head, if I buy food here, wouldn't you be worried about them spitting in your food or putting
Yeah,
something dangerous in your food?
that's
Not
what
Like,
if
I'm
you're
come
saying.
on.
walking in as plainclothes off-duty officer.
But if everyone knows you're an ICE dude, like that's what you're talking about, though. Like people obviously know this person is ICE. Like, did this happen or something? I'm assuming you're referencing something that happened, but um, I I mean, if I honestly, personally, if I knew a guy was ICE and he came into my restaurant, I would just like give the worst service possible and just ignore him.
I mean,
What if
I
you were
met somebody that actually lives in that area where ICE is at, and all the ICE beds have been denied services from that food establishment. Like all the McDonald's from that area, they will not serve any ICE beds, even if they're off duty. They will not get any. They will not get any food service from any establishment in that city.
And that's called a natural consequence, right? We talk about natural consequences with parenting, like a natural logical consequence. That's a natural logical consequence to being a class traitor and like freaking going after your community because you're got paid.
What's your thoughts on all the fraud that's been found in Michigan? These fake
What?
daycares
I,
and stuff.
fake
Don't
what?
get me started on that. Do not get me started on that.
Wait,
Like
what?
in Michigan, billions of dollars have been found because Somalians say, like, I think there was 7 offices in one building that said
No,
they were
that's
all JCI.
Minnesota.
Oh, is it? Because now they're up in Maine. My aunt was telling me about it, and they're uncovering the fraud up there too.
Because there's no Somalis. I mean, there's some Somalis, but it's a big Somali community in Minnesota, but not in Michigan.
Yeah, the up
But
in Maine. She was sending me articles, so I thought it was Michigan.
the whole point is that we're having this debate is because the fact that they are ripping people out of their cars and ripping people out of their homes in front of their kids,
Right.
even if they're out in the public, they're being taken off the street. Don't matter. Well, it does matter,
It's not
but even if,
constitutional.
yeah,
But how can you be protected under the Constitution if you're not an
The
American
Constitution
citizen?
applies to anyone that's in this country. It's not just it literally if you were just visiting think about it like this. If you were visiting on vacation, like with a legal visa, you were just in town for a little while, like would would you not have the same rights?
Yeah,
Like
because it's a
under the
legal visa.
Constitution?
It's a legal visa.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You're acting like citizenship status is like makes the laws different. It doesn't change the laws. You're not just in a lawless land because you're not like perfectly documented. You still have protection under the law. You do understand that, right?
I do, but American citizens should come first.
No
We need
one's
to help our
how
okay,
own
but
and then let these people come over and do
how
it
are
the
they
right
not
way.
coming first? I don't understand how this is inhibiting any American citizen from having their rights.
Because taxpayer money is funding their food stamps, it's funding their
That's
housing, it's
not
funding these
true.
it is true.
And also think about the cost of food stamps compared to like the defense budget or the random billions of dollars sent to Venezuela before they invaded them. Or
Okay, so listen to this though. We know somebody that works part-time with my husband.
Are you going to talk
10
about
has
food stamps? Because if you are, I don't really want to hear about it. Like, I
well,
genuinely don't give a fuck about people
they get
abusing food
3
stamps.
times as much as what is put on the federal guidelines because they're here illegally.
My eyes are rolling so far back in my head. You have no idea.
And yet there's an old lady across the hall who makes $50 too much, who I go to the food pantry once a week for her because she can't get approved.
This, it
Okay, but
feels. Go ahead.
hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off, but the whole point, like I said, we're not going to talk about food stamps. The whole point
Right.
of the debate is like, are you okay with the fact that these feds are ripping people out of their homes and out of their vehicles?
Yes.
Like, are
Thank
you
you.
okay with them coming into our city, or at least into our town, and just ripping people away from us? Like, if you had a friend,
Honestly, it happened here. And yes, I am okay with it because if these people can't do what they need to do to even start the process, then that's a big fuck you, America. I'm going to do what I want. I don't have to follow your rules.
You know what I would say though? That makes you a bootlicker. Like that makes you like someone that literally just says, "Okay, thank you, master," licks the boot.
No,
Like
because if you think about it, a lot of these young kids, they're just going with what's trendy. Oh, no Trump, no Trump. Have most of them done research to see why they're saying no Trump? No, they haven't.
it
but
doesn't matter if they have or
It
haven't.
does because then they're just
Because
going
I've done the
along with
research
what's
and I know they're
trendy.
right. So what
the,
difference does it make?
the whole point, hold on. The whole point, okay, is these kids, they have every right to protest how they fucking feel
Yeah.
about
Yeah, I'm not
feds
saying they don't.
ripping. Okay. If you had a friend that spoke Spanish or any type of language in that matter, I don't know who that is, but I'm not gonna loud them up. If you had a friend, would you be okay with them being taken?
If they didn't do the
Yes.
right thing,
No.
100%. If you can't follow the rules and do what you need to do, then too bad.
Why are we so
Even if it,
obsessed with the rules? Like,
because we have to follow the rules, so
what
why
if
do they
rules
get a
are
free pass?
unethical? Do you believe in following unethical rules?
If the rules are so unethical, why are these people that are coming here and doing it the right way to get citizenship? If it's okay for those people, why are they unethical for the ones that
Most
aren't?
people are doing it the right way. And if they aren't, it's because there is some kind of barrier in the way. And there are a very few and far between. And yes, I support arresting violent criminals or, you know, whatever. But at the same time, it's a witch hunt. It's not right. And you know what? I will tell you something. My son earlier today, like I said, he's homesick and he was like literally he became teary-eyed talking about like I wish we could live in another country. I'm so scared. And I've never talked to him about this shit at all. Like
How
I've
old is he?
never he's just seeing it on like YouTube shorts and like stuff like that. He's seeing what's going on and he's scared and he was crying and this boy has blonde hair and blue eyes. I was like, son, you will be fine. You will be fine. At the
How
same
old
time,
is he?
he's 10.
Oh, it's my mother-in-law. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good. She
I
and I
didn't
don't
know.
have the same views.
No, I don't understand. I didn't know that you viewed it that way.
I do, and I haven't
Really?
said much.
Oh.
And your
What do
son
you?
does too. Your son does 100%.
He thinks that it's okay for what ICE has been doing.
Yep,
No freaking way! Shut the front door.
yep,
I
he
never
does.
thought he would. But
He used to
listen,
also
So
be a
what they're doing,
Democrat.
Amy, is they're taking away our constitutional rights.
That's what I've
He
been
used to
saying.
be a Democrat too, but
They're unaliving people unnecessarily.
Illegally.
I don't agree. I don't agree with everything they've done. I don't agree with everything Trump has done and is doing. But my thing is, there are rules in place. There are
But
ways to go about it. And if
Have
you're
you
just saying,
heard?
you're right. There is, but ICE isn't doing it, and they're
right,
doing They're doing it in an investigation in the middle of the street.
So
Now,
Evermore.
if you do an investigation, you don't do an investigation in the middle of the street where there's protesters.
right, and I don't agree with
Do you know what I'm
everything
saying,
they're
Amy?
doing.
So ICE basically inserted themselves into it.
Yeah, the
Right,
racial
but they're
profiling for
following.
sure. And
They're
Evermore,
following the what was given to them as a job.
I'm
I want to
coming.
ask you a question. So, Steve Bannon, you know
I
who
gotta
Steve
go
Bannon
eat.
is, right? You know who Steve Bannon is, right?
Yep.
So he was real close with Epstein towards the end there. And also he's been talking about how if Trump can't win, like Trump or Vance or whatever can't win the next election, then everyone's going to jail. He's literally said that. Everyone's going to jail if they can't. There's going to be a Nuremberg for these people. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's going to be a Nuremberg because what they're doing is illegal and it's unethical and it's yes. So they're terrified. I'm telling you right now. That's why this is happening. It's to cover up the Epstein files. That's why they're
So
going
hold
into
on.
God
So
damn.
I,
Sorry.
I'm gonna say something, but you know, Laura actually, and I'm gonna use her because she's my closest friend. I'm gonna use her. So she speaks Spanish a little bit. So say that she did speak Spanish, the full Spanish, and say that she was legal here, which she is. And say that she didn't want to get out of her car, or say that she doesn't have to listen to immigration. Do you really think that somebody is going to listen to immigration when clearly on the vehicle it states Border Patrol? Again, Border Patrol. That's what they are used to. They can't just come into our city and terrorize all people that have lived in that set city.
Exactly. And you notice they're only going after certain cities, like, right? Like democratic leaning or like left leaning cities. They're only going after certain places with a lot of diversity, right? But it's not necessarily Republican leaning places with a lot of diversity, right? Like you're
Well,
not.
they're here in Houston, and Houston is a red state. I mean, Texas is a red state, but we do have a lot of immigrants here
Well,
that I
yeah.
see on a daily basis. This
Houston's
is what
like right on the border though, so
Yes.
they've probably always been there to some degree.
I had my neighbor, he took his wife to work and went to the store to get her something to drink, and they got him at the store, and the wife stood there and watched them take her husband, and they never came back to their apartment. They just left the apartment like it was because she was so scared to come home. But this is no, they didn't take her. This is my look on it. I'm Hispanic, and my father's sitting next to me, and he's Hispanic, and he speaks fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I'm for the victims of the women who were murdered by immigrants who did not look like criminals. They look like they look like my dad. I look at their mug shots and they look like my father's sitting next to me. And that's who I'm with. I'm with the victims of women and children who were murdered by people who were illegally here. As far as family diversity and all of that, I don't get into that part. I'm not going to because of my hereditary and all of that other stuff. But I myself personally, I'm for the victims. Lincoln Riley, who was murdered by an immigrant who had to have headphones on because he didn't speak a lick of English and was here illegally. I am for Jocelyn, who was murdered here in Houston by two immigrants that were here illegally that didn't speak English, who brutalized her for 2 hours and unalived her in the most gruesome way, and she was only 12 years old. I am with a little girl that was 10 years old here in Houston, who her neighbor was also an illegal immigrant that didn't speak English, who went inside her home while she was alone and unalived her and left her body stuffed under her bed for her father to find her. That's who I'm with. I'm not with who's getting kicked out of a house or who's getting pulled out of this or who's getting pulled out of that. I'm with the people who's had their lives lost. And it goes for anybody. If you're an American, if you're illegal, if you're anything, if you took a life, you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve life yourself. But what the problem is and what started this was the fact that you have all of these crimes happening with people who are not supposed to be here, who came here illegally. Now, I have my sister. Let me use my sister as an example. My niece, which is 30 years old, her father was from El Salvador. He was illegally here from El Salvador. He came as a child. He came when he was 5 years old. So this man, my sister, my father and my mother caught him hitting my sister when she was 14 years old with my niece in her hand, 15, I'm sorry, with my niece in her hands at 15 years old, and my dad whooped his ass and threw him over a second-story balcony, and he never came back to our home. This man moved to Dallas, was in multiple relationships. He was an abusive man so much. He had so many domestic violent cases on him. They deported him back to El Salvador. He is literally still living in El Salvador today, living in a fucking hut, making $10 a day at work because he had so many domestic violence cases on beating women that they deported him even though he had citizenship. So the issue is not with your opinion, their opinion, and the next opinion. It's that there's so much crime that's happening, and y'all want to know why Trump started. Everybody who sits back, go, and I'm not a Trump fan. Let me make that clear. I cannot stand that man with a passion. He's a fucking pedophile. Anyway, that's besides the point. But everybody go back and look at his speech that he did after Jocelyn was murdered and her mom was sitting in that where he was having his speech at, and he told her, because it was on the news, it was a public platform where he told her, he said, I promise you today I am going to stop this so no other children will ever go through that again. And it's not okay to go after just certain diverse people just because of their background. Correct, 100%.
So
But
my point is that, like, right, people on the left especially will criticize, like, what about, or on the right too, but we'll criticize, like, okay, Obama and Biden deported this many people. Okay, well, maybe they were doing it the right way, where we're not terrorizing a whole community, but we're deporting people that are actually doing crimes. Like, I don't think anyone's against, like, getting rid of
you
Okay,
people
can't
that.
tell.
I'm gonna say something, and at this point, I don't really give a fuck because again, I'm done with the games. I'm done with the fact that I've been bullied on this fucking app. But the point is,
Fuck the bullies,
I have
just.
family. I have family who is fucking Mexican, and they're
Yeah.
here legally. They have their fucking green card. They pay their fucking taxes. They work. They're their own business. But you know, I'm still so fucking confused up here. Like,
It will, no, that go that way. It will make you confused. That way on the freeway, Dan. Oh, it's okay. You can go straight.
Yeah,
You go.
my partner's family, his grandfather was born in Mexico and then was adopted and into the United States at like 15. And so his family's Mexican too, and he gets really confused because his dad is like pro Trump and stuff, and he's like, you do realize our grandfather wouldn't be able to be here if like it was like Trump's like immigration policy, right? Like if it was the situation now, we would have to worry about grandpa. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
It's a win-lose situation.
I'm sorry. This is where I'm gonna get real, and I'm gonna get real 100%. You know, if because like I said, I have family who is Mexican, and she's my aunt. Say that my aunt got pulled out of the vehicle, or got pulled out of her home, or wherever she's at, and say a Fed ICE officer unalived her. Do you not know the length I would go to get revenge? Because again, that's where that line crosses. You do not fuck with somebody's family. It doesn't even matter if you're a Fed. It doesn't matter if you're a cop. It doesn't matter if you're military. It does not matter. You fuck with somebody's fucking family and you
You're
unalive
doing
them.
sorry, I don't mean to. You're doing the thing. You're going into a maladaptive daydream right now. I want to reflect. I think you might be, because you're like thinking about like if someone goes, yeah, I
No,
get it.
I'm
But,
just saying, if that ever fucking happened, that's where the line crosses.
well, yeah, but like it's not gonna happen. Like you're fine.
I agree with you, Trust, because somebody said something bad about my husband a year and a half ago and said something else, and I caught a charge for it. And I would, if you hurt my family or somebody I care about, I'm coming for you. You want to lie one of my family members or somebody I care about, I'll rock that orange jumpsuit. I don't care.
I
But
I
think
know my
most people feel
consequences.
like that. That's
Same
normal.
thing.
but
It's fine to feel like
hold
that.
on. But hold on. But can we talk about how comfy this blanket is? Like, for real?
Oh my god.
We talk about how nice your head looks.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Bald as
I know, right?
it's
I know,
bald as a
right?
baby's
Yeah.
ass.
How smooth it looks.
Oh,
Look, I got a Mexican dad over here too, and I'm surprised the cops ain't stopped his slow driving ass. He drives so You're gonna get his ass for driving too slow.
sir, why are you driving so
Like,
slow?
oh no, that ain't all. He be on the freeway. People drive past him, honk at him, and stick the finger at him because he's driving too slow.
And they're on the feeder. You're on the feeder.
Your dad must leave like way early too, so he gets
He
wherever he's
does.
going.
He does. He does an hour early.
And I'm all I'm saying, okay, to get back on the topic, all I'm saying is like I'm not okay with feds being in our city. Like, I'm sorry, that's why they're named Border Patrol. That's what they
Right.
need to focus on. Is they need to focus on being Border Patrol.
And
They
they're
don't need to be
clearly
worried
well,
about
and
being in our
my
cities.
my issue too is Trump has said he wants to go after people that don't like his quote unquote political enemies, and they're trying to frame anyone that opposes this sort of regime like what they're doing. They want to frame anyone that is against certain things as a domestic terrorist. They're using like facial recognition software to label people as domestic terrorists just because of their political beliefs. It's giving Red Scare. It's giving like we're coming after the commies. Like why are we doing this? This is
Do you
2026.
realize if Border Patrol under Biden had been allowed to do their job, we wouldn't be going through this right now?
What do you mean? First, it's Biden deported as many people, and then it's he
No,
wasn't doing his job. I don't get it.
he opened the borders. He
No, he
welcomed these
didn't.
people. Then how did hundreds of thousands of people come across the border if he was having Border Patrol do their jobs properly?
You do realize people get in all sorts of ways. It's usually visas that they overstay. So it's not any president's fault if people get in like the country illegally. Like like, or they just cross the border legally and overstay. Like, it's not anyone, like, that's not Biden not doing his job. Like, it's not the government's job to police people and be like, who's here legally, who's here not. Like, we need to.
Whose job is it then?
It's nobody's job. We just deal with shit as it pops up. If someone's committing crimes, let's get them for the crimes, then deport them. It doesn't have to be the other way around. We don't have to go searching for the criminals. Like, the criminals will present themselves as they get caught. Like, I don't get that. That's my point. It's like we don't need to go sifting through every home, like digging, knocking on doors and making sure everyone's good and then killing innocent people. Like, that's, sorry, I'm getting.
We love TikTok Shop. We love TikTok Shop.
Sorry. TikTok
Tell you
Shop.
something, I got some nice stuff out of a TikTok shop.
Yeah, I love. Honestly, I'm ordering. I did order some stuff recently. That.
The only
But
thing
the-
I have to
should be
say
here
about
tomorrow.
that, the only thing I have to say about that as a response to that is, why do we have to wait for somebody to lose their life or a crime to happen for somebody? You know what I mean?
Because that's
I
the way
just-
our justice system works. It's not ideal, no. But we can't go thought policing and like policing like people
But
before
you
they
do-
commit crimes.
You do understand that if you go to Mexico without the legal way, that their president will have you slaughtered, right? Unalived. Correct? You know that, right? Like he will.
Unalive.
That's just the thing that, yes, the
Oh,
you
the
know,
cartels.
and
Oh,
who do you
sorry.
think runs them? You
Well,
do know that, right?
The Mexican president is connected to the cartels for sure.
sorry,
He said
TikTok Shop.
no
I don't think we're supposed to be saying that.
Oh, or any poop on that red bag. You know that red bag that you
But
found
the-
for that,
the-
right?
so
Mute me, please mute me. I'm fighting. I gotta go. Okay.
He told them to back a new
noodles.
bag.
And you know that red like cooler bag you found for that, right?
Yeah.
He pooped on it.
And a son.
okay, Laura, I gotta put you on mute, honey.
He took
See me in 2 days.
Girl, sorry, I just called you girl. I call everyone girl sometimes, but she asked you to put her on mute.
She didn't want everybody to hear about pooping on the red
She
bag.
was like, mute me, and he was so
She
Okay,
probably
so-
all read.
So the whole point is they don't need to be coming into our cities
right.
and then intimidating us.
Yeah,
Like,
it's over the top.
We pay our taxes. We work as Americans, but what they don't need to be doing is unaliving people just because they're having fun doing it. And there's no consequences for their actions.
And I think
So
I hear where Laura's coming from, talking about, like, I want anyone that does bad things to people to be, like, taken care of. And I agree with that. And that's why we need to be taking, like, it's not necessarily illegal people. Like, I think we're ignoring the problem of unaddressed crimes against children and humanity amongst, like, the general citizen population. Like, what about them? The people that aren't getting in trouble for, like, all the people in the Epstein files, for instance. We're just like moving on, like, oh yeah, all these people are doing these awful things and are probably predators, but we're just gonna like move on, including.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. That's diabolical.
but
Straight up.
I'm sorry, but how can you say, oh well, if you're supporting the feds and then you're supporting Trump, but you're not looking at the bigger problem is that he was the one to send the feds over to Minnesota for what exactly?
Right, and Chicago, and like they're in other cities, but they're terrorizing certain cities, like Chicago. A lot of blue leaning cities or left, blue voting cities
I
will say.
mean, I'm gonna be for real. Like, I'm sorry, but if I was able, if I was able to take part in the protest here in my hometown, I would have, but I couldn't.
Well, I did. I posted a little video of it, I think. I went live. It was the first time I went live was I went to my little local protest after Alex Preddy was shot or shot took a shot of alcohol, right? Or whatever. TikTok
Man,
shot.
I can't tell if I want to stay warm or if I want to cool down.
You
I
need a
can't.
hat. That's my son's dad always has a bald head and he always wears a hat. You're gonna have to start rocking a hat probably if you're gonna do that look. I think you're cold because you don't have a hat, like you don't have any hair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start wearing a
We're,
hat.
we're
Only
still
trust would
protesting
shave
in
Vic his
Minnesota,
head when it's winter.
and it hasn't stopped.
Yep.
Lisa, I'm very proud of you guys. Like, you are like foot on the grounds. You guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you guys are fighting for your rights as civilians and as Americans. And at this point, you have my support. You have my respect. You have
Totally.
everything. Calic is right behind you guys.
And for those of us in communities where ICE is not necessarily like a presence, I think what we need to be doing is like building our communities and like getting to know each other, like especially the people around you. Like lately, I've been trying to get to know like my neighbors, like not necessarily like next door because I live rurally, but like I've made friends with some women that live around me so that, like if shit hits the fan, at least I have some friends' houses I could go to, Because what if that's the thing we have to think about? Like, this might sound doomsday prepper of me, but we have to think about okay, what if we don't have internet? What if we don't have cell phone service? What are we
So
going to do?
I'm gonna say this. You know, when I first got or was with Lindy, you know, or well, Lindy joined my life because I was talking about politics, and Lisa and I, we were in an agreement at first because I'm like, you know what, immigrants shouldn't be here, period. And Lisa was always like telling me, we have rights too, we have
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
But in all reality, I'm sorry, everybody has rights.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're not so-called legal, like what if you were in a different country, like and you just ended up there, right? Like say you didn't even choose to go there, but if somehow you chose to go there and you just couldn't leave or whatever, like you ended up in a different country, would you want them to treat you that way? Like no, you wouldn't.
No, I would love to have them show me the love that we show them.
Right. And the
But
kinds of facilities like that people are in and like the treatment, it's just unconstitutional, and I think we have a responsibility if we're going to be like all patriotic and crap, like we have to also care about the Constitution and when it's violated, you know.
but what I'm, my dad, Kev, and I don't really care at this point. My dad is all for ICE. He's behind ICE. He supports them 100%. Me, on the other note, I'm sorry, but I fucking hate ICE. I think that they're dumb. They're pathetic. They they shouldn't even have a voice at this point. What happens to them will be the day that they fall.
Yeah. And Laura, you wrote in the comments, other countries won't allow illegal entry, though. While that's true, even if you were there legally, like laws change, right? Like laws aren't necessarily ethics, right? So like you could enter a country legally and then
Oh
be
my
there
god.
illegally.
My live just got restricted, y'all.
For what?
For
It's time to change
harassment
the
and
subject.
bullying.
Yeah, it's time to change the subject.
All right, we can talk about something else.
Damn, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just for
yeah,
the
yeah.
sake
He's
of
gonna
your
get a
your
banana.
your profile.
He don't need
See,
the banana. She's got enough of that going on already. Cause he's
TikTok.
banana.
I love TikTok. I love TikTok. I'm gonna talk in PODE, but um it's becoming a PROBLEM in my opinion. Like
Yes, somebody could have reported it. You're right, Michelle.
Yeah, it's all
someone
right.
who didn't
People
agree with what was
don't
being
agree with
said.
the conversation.
Right. And
Why?
that's so petty to me because
And the thing is, everybody has the right to have their own opinion.
exactly. And we're
Because I don't
talking
agree with the next person and the next person don't agree with me, it does not mean that you come over here and you report because you don't like what's being said. Go on somewhere else. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
and we're talking like adults, right? Like
Yep.
no one's getting heated. Like there's a little bit of passion, but nobody's like
At this
Yeah.
point, what I'm gonna say is I don't really give a fuck who I hurt
Trust
their
is
feelings for.
passionate.
But
You
if
and me
if you
both.
don't like my fucking live and what I fucking support, then scroll the fuck on, you fucking lousy people.
Damn. I like her.
It's him. It's my friend Trust.
She says it like
He
it is,
gets
man.
passionate.
yeah,
Which
get
is, I
it.
mean, he has the right to feel that way too, because at the end of the day, it's just like, why y'all coming, interfering in his conversation?
Yeah,
Like,
we're just
why?
talking. Like exactly.
We all have our
I
own
mean,
views. We
at
all have
at,
our own.
at the end of the day, me and Evermore, we're gonna still be friends, even though that we're having a debate. We're still
That's what a
talking like
debate
adults.
is, you know. Yep, that's what a debate is.
We have to keep talking to each other because if we don't, like that's what I'm talking about. Like we need community. And even if it's with like we have to have a bridge also to like
Communication rules the nation.
yeah, yeah.
And at this point, Everett Moore has took me in as her own son. She's even said it on live.
Is that Faith? Did she change
No.
her name? Oh,
No,
sounds like Faith.
no. Put it this way: I have 6 children. Two of
Ooh.
them have the same beliefs you do. I got one child that won't speak to one of them because he's so hardcore in the same thought process as me. Me, I can have a conversation with any of them, but some people can't have conversations because they
Oh
get
God,
too
man.
angry, and
You know what I
shouldn't be
would
that way.
describe it as is they get in like so in dialectical behavioral therapy DBT there's this idea of like you're in your emotional mind. Well, there's also like your logical mind and your wise
Yes.
mind, right? So your emotional mind is when you're totally ruled by your emotions. And that's what I would say people are in when they're, you know, doing
Yep.
stuff like that. When they can't handle it and they're like, I'm like freaking out basically emotionally.
Right. You have to find the wise mind, the medium.
Yes. The middle path, if you will.
But see, a lot of people don't realize that their emotions can be in these cases than other people. So they just rah rah and you're wrong and ends up in a horrible debate. They're not open
So
minded to hear a different point of view.
Right.
so I'm gonna bring this subject up. So even if I was able to, said I was like drinking 8, 9, 10, 12 packs of beers every single day, what you're gonna report my account because I'm drinking beer on live?
Why are you even saying that? don't
Because at this point, it's
don't out
people are trying
yourself.
to keep me quiet.
It's just
Uh
people that don't like you.
yeah, I
It's true.
mean
Yeah,
we
that's It is people don't like you and they're trying to be petty.
Fuck them.
That's right, Dad. You see why y'all wonder why my mouth gets reckless? Y'all heard that, right?
No, I didn't.
You know what I mean?
Fuck them, whoever don't like it. I'm a beer drinker.
Oh my God.
I don't understand what you said. Have a what?
I'm a beer
Oh
drinker.
man,
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. I mean, right?
Beer
Like,
for a living.
honestly,
I'm
one
retired.
time, not to minimize stress, but one time you told me how much you drank, and I was like, oh wow, that's actually not that bad. Like, I was thinking, like, no offense, but like, I just thought it was gonna be like a lot more, like, because I'm used to hearing like hardcore alcoholics like talk about it. So I don't know. I feel like I think it's good you're concerned, but I guess I don't know fully what you're like. I don't know, but
The, the,
like,
the, the thing is, like, you know, my life gets taken down on a day-to-day basis. Even if I'm not talking about drama, my life gets taken down because, God forbid, I don't want drama in my life, so I try to talk about something else. God forbid I talk about politics.
well, that's the thing is political stuff is it's like it is drama in a sense, but it's we're all so detached from it because it's not us. Like Laura and Evermore and all of us under and you all understand like this is not we're discussing policies and like situations that are bigger than us. It's not like personal drama, right?
Right.
And I think that that's honestly not to get tinfoil hat, but that's what they want. Like that's what like the powers that be want is for us to focus on like interpersonal drama that literally means nothing. They don't want us having these serious conversations about like politics and like how disempowered people feel and how like terrorized people feel. They don't want us talking about that, and they don't want us coming to understanding. They don't want us banding together because if we all come together, that's when we get that much more powerful. And it's scary to them, to the powers that be, I believe. But maybe
I
I'm
mean,
wrong. I don't know.
uh, I made a friend out of Lisa. I mean, they're still protesting what they believe in, and
Yeah.
she's she only goes live maybe once or twice during the protests, and I'll sit there on her live, and I'll watch it, but I won't get up in her panel because I don't need people to know how I really feel about a certain somebody or a certain situation. I can
Well,
sit here in my life and I can talk about how I don't like ICE. I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden or Obama or any of that.
right.
I can talk about anything.
Right. And I can empathize with you. Like for me, I'm around a lot of different types of people. Like some people I'm around are more Republican, and I honestly like my dad is super Republican, and well, he didn't used to be, but he's just like a conspiracy theorist, and the conspiracy theorists all turned Republican. But the reason I don't talk to him is not at all because of politics. It's because of personal ass shit that he did, you know?
I just don't like the fact that these border patrol officers think that they have the law to come into our town and rip people from other homes or vehicles or schools or whatever it is. That
Right. I
like
agree.
that's why they're called border patrol, and they patrol the borders for a reason.
Well, and people you want to talk about like abolish ICE and stuff like I people say, "Oh, it doesn't it needs to be like even Democrats like this is where why I don't like Democrats, because they'll sit there and say things like, "Oh, we need to reform the ICE. We need to reform them and have them wear body cams." It's like, no, we don't. They just don't need to exist. They've only existed since 9/11. Like, it's a new agency. We would be fine without them.
Right.
Like literally, we'd be fine without them. Like, there are other and shit, like freaking Homeland Security, that's also new. Like, we know. Sorry, I could.
Nope. Take your
Frustrates
time.
me. It frustrates me because it's like we could have, like, especially if you. What frustrates me is my father was obsessed with 9/11 being like an inside job, right? And I kind of agree, like, to a degree. Like, I think that they knew about it. I think there was cover up. But my thing is, if you believe that, how can you believe, like, everything they've done since then was just to take away our rights, right? Like, the
Right.
Patriot Act, like, all of this shit. Like, we, ever since 9/11, we've had all of our rights stripped of us. And now it's just like they're trying to break us down even more by, like, terrorizing our communities and by threatening us and, like, making us feel scared. They want us to feel scared and they want us not talking about things. And that's why
Exactly.
we should be talking about things. Um, and maybe it should be a little more on the hush hush, right? Like, I kind of do think, I mean, I'm glad you're on private now because whatever, because there's only like 3 people in here, but like,
There's only two. I can only see you and
yeah, so
Laura.
there's like no one in here, but like, yeah. So, like, basically, though, like, so have you heard about how the CIA for years has gone into, like, what they do, especially in leftists, like left leaning, communist leaning, like, political organizations, the CIA goes in and they send, like, basically, like, plants in there to, like, destroy the organization from the inside. And how they do that is they cause dissonance by bringing up, like, not like stupid things. Like, they try to cause discord, like disagreement between the people on the same side so that they just are infighting about stupid stuff that doesn't matter, like words for things, or, like, like, they just try to cause fights within the movement so that people get distracted. And, like, that's what I was saying before, like infighting, like people fighting with each other, right? Instead of, like, focused on, like, an end goal, or, like, trying to empower the people, right?
Right.
Sorry, that was probably like a weird info dump, but yeah, the CIA has been, like, trying to infiltrate, like, anyone trying to do anything about anything for a long time. And I know I'm probably on a list. I've accepted that. I've accepted that, but that's okay.
I think I'm gonna get off here because I have a migraine going and I'm like
Yeah, shut the
falling
lights
asleep.
off and go to bed.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go get something to eat. You have a good rest of your night.
You too.